each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-603.
Hello, welcome to ENCORE, the Facebook Live platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, relationships, sex, and what have you. They call me Uncle Ebo White. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions. And as CEO, in addition to what you are just watching, we also produce a play every quarter at the National Theatre. This quarter, we are celebrating one of the successful people in Ghana, and we are putting up a play that is based on his life. And so we hope we'll see you. It will be on the 29th at the National Theatre, and we hope you can join us. But for now, I'm happy you've been able to join us for ENCORE, and I hope that if you are not new here, you are having a lot of fun being with us. Rebecca Eshon says, today I came early. Yes, Rebecca, thank you for coming early, even though when you say I came early to a man like me, Andrew, what have I said? Did I say anything? Nothing.
What you didn't say.
Andrew Adete says he's watching. Andrew, it's not be watching we want you to watch. We want you in the studio. So next time, make sure you join us. And for all of you who are with us, yes, Amma Kunadu, yes, it's time. Oh, yes, and we are on. And Amma, thank you very much. And to the whole community out there, thank you very much. Well, today you are in for a treat, and I have back with me the incredible David, who has become part of us now and fast becoming one of my favorite people. And so, David, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and then when you see Akwesi and Efe together, that means I am covered. I know that they've got my back. So, Akwesi and Efe, welcome.
Thank you.
Right. We also have Veronica with us and Senam with us, and the guy whose brain we will conserve after he's died. Yeah. We would like to see how a brain can work like that. And so, yeah, we'll have something for us later. Vic and the rest, you're welcome. Right.
So I have to pounce on him.
David, what has been the feedback from the last 2 times you've been here?
So far, it's been excellent. They loved your input into issues, the questions, and the themes you talked on. I also actually had to re-listen. I listened to, I think, 3 times to make sense out of it all over again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was how reaching it was to me.
It takes 3 listening for us to make sense.
Wow. David, are you cool?
It touched me. It was deep. I couldn't just let go once or twice.
Yeah, but it took 3 times. Akuso, what has been the feedback so far?
Uncle, it has been incredible. I have learned a lot over the past few weeks, and I have come to appreciate what they do. Because for someone to pour out their burden on you, it's not easy. You know, you'd have to take your time, go through the process, and give the best advice you can. So I know what they are doing isn't easy, and we want to thank you. And
no, I think both David and Abena are doing incredible service to their generation, and it's wonderful. Effie, what has been the feedback?
I think you can see from the amount of views and how ripe the conversation is during each session that not everybody knows how they feel about it, but it sparks some kind of passion in each of us, no matter where we stand. And the conversations we had afterwards made me realize that it's opened up questions about who and what we are as people how we are as people of faith in the media space and social media, and the kind of conversations we had after the session really made me think there's a lot we don't know about ourselves. There's a lot we have to figure out. And so listening to all the points of view and hearing other people talk about it, I've learned a lot as well. So.
Okay. Today we're going to have a very interesting discussion. Everyone here on camera, in the studio, behind the cameras, in the control room, everyone. So Ike, get a mic in there. We would be talking with everybody. Share with us some of the problems you've had in your relationships in the past. Let's go to the history. Don't talk about present, because your present partner may be listening. Unless both of you have overcome it and therefore it is all joy and all fun. So, what have been the most devastating problem you've had to deal with in your love life?
Okay.
Okay, Akusia.
I can go.
Yes.
Yes. Two different encounters. The first one, he actually went off, got married, and I never knew. I didn't know. It was when I think he had a wedding on Saturday. On Monday, when I checked my Facebook, notification, that was when I realized that, oh, that Saturday he got married. But mind you, that's Thursday or Wednesday he was at my place. We weren't like dating. We were like friends, wanting to date, but we never dated, you know. But I was shocked that he never told me anything like that. Then after the wedding on Saturday, he came to my house, I think on Wednesday, without a ring. Yes, so he sat down, and you know, when he sat down, and I knew, so I was just looking out for clues. So when he entered, I just looked, oh, no ring. So was he a best man? What is happening? So he sat down, I just watched, and I saw the trace of the ring in his pocket. So I don't know what came over, I just held the place like that. You got married. And that was when the story came. I don't think, for that, the first one, this one, I don't think I was broken, because as I said, we're in dating. We weren't going out.
You hadn't actually said yes.
Yes, so I was.
You hadn't said yes, but you were hoping to for him to hang on.
Yes, and then I ran around, and then if I don't meet anyone, probably
yes.
I would have.
He wasn't bad,
So
but he wasn't your first choice.
We all showed each other Pepe. Should I go on to the next one or the second?
No, let's hear somebody else. Yeah, I knew you would. All right, Effie. Come again. You would like to go? Oh, we'll come to David. No, David is going nowhere.
He's about to deny everything.
No, David has been very generous with his life, so that one is not a problem. All right, Effie.
Uncle, the question again? You said?
The question is, what did you have for breakfast?
Good. I had fried rice with
You wish. Now answer the question.
what was I? The devastating things.
Yeah.
You know, Uncle, I feel like it's just never ending sometimes. This is where you start playing the violins.
Okay.
My life and relationships are just, you know, one dramatic event after another. And so, trying to choose the worst one, it's really hard. No, okay. So when you asked the question, my stomach flipped, because I do, but then I can't think of the ones that I'm ready to talk about without like bursting into tears.
Or not even the one that made us walk about 3 kilometers.
Okay, that one. Yeah, and you know what was funny about that one?
No.
It was the second time. So that's what, you see, I dated one person with the same name. And that person...
Wait, is it because you tattooed the name on your breast and therefore you needed another name that will coincide with that one?
Yeah, because so the first one was great and then messed up. So I was like, why? So I let go, right? And then about a year or two later, I met the other one. He's like, so what's your name? And then they said the name. I was like, oh, and God was like, don't do it. And I was like, oh, but he's really not. Don't do it. They're almost the same, you know, same name, same cuteness and everything. And God was like, F you don't. And I was like, okay. And then I went. 11 months later, I nearly walked to Kokomlemle from
Osu?
From Laboni.
From Laboni, yes, from Laboni.
Yeah. So that was amazing. And then in recent times, there was one where, you know, when you really love the person, uncle, and then the person doesn't say bye to you at the end of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time they didn't say goodbye to me, and I fell on the floor and cried.
All right.
So yeah.
Crying is good.
It's great. It removes bacteria. It sends you to sleep.
Yeah. It gives you a headache, but who cares?
It's a good headache.
Yes, good headache.
Because you wake up the next day and you're like, wow, I feel great. Yeah.
And then you look back 3 years later and says, oh my goodness, what was wrong with me?
I'm so ready for that one. But shout out to all the heartbreakers, you know.
The heartbroken people.
They make us better, you know.
The heartbreakers?
The heartbreakers,
Oh, they should go to hell.
The cake eaters.
But to all those whose hearts are broken, we are here for you. David, at least one person in the studio wants to hear your story.
I think I've dated just 2 people my entire life.
Okay.
And I've not been in a relationship for the past 8 years. So the first relationship.
Elsie, good morning, good afternoon.
She's watching actually. She has a question for you.
She has a question for me, okay.
I was alone in it without knowing I was alone in it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Especially when you finally wake up to it.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing with that is that everybody around you know. You are the last to come to that acceptance that, hang on, I think this one, I'm alone. I'm alone in this. All right, now this is where we turn to the audience. We'll start with our queen, Abizi. Ike, Abizi does not have okay, there's a mic. Abizi, the most devastating relationship issue you've had?
I had been in 2 relationships before I finally fell in love for the first time. And I was so crazy about this guy. I got in so much trouble because of him. Because I think we lived in the same neighborhood. So neighbors had seen us walking around, and they decided to tell my mother that they had seen more than they had seen. So my mom locked me up in the bedroom and beat me up well. Because of that, I had to take out my SIM card from my phone and then keep my phone, waiting for my mom to come and say, I've seized your phone. So when she came and said, I've seized your phone, I gave it to her. I went to put my SIM card in someone else's phone and said, don't call me for the next 5 days. I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm like, I can't do this. Excuse my language, it was all bull. So finally, after the whole supposed few days, my mom cools down, gives back my phone. I'm like, oh, let's meet at Accra Mall. ENCORE. We meet this guy looking fresh as he is, and I'm excited. And as usual, I tell my mom, all of the sisters, we are going out, we are going to hang out, and then he will come and meet us there. So then the other sisters will disperse. And then I'm sitting down with this guy. Finally, oh my God, I'm so sorry about what happened. Oh, look at this mark, and look at that mark, and look at that mark. And he looks at me like, Abis, I'm sorry, I just don't love you anymore.
Hey!
I was like, excuse me? Uncle, I mopped one of the aisles in ShopRite with my clothes. But the funny thing is, I was so hurt because I didn't know why. I was expecting him to tell me something at some point in my life. So I think about 2 years later, when I had started uni and all that, everything had calmed down. We met again. And he said, oh, I couldn't, handle all the pressure, peer pressure and whatever. And I felt like finally there's closure. So we become friends. And actually, I fall in love with him again. And this time, when I thought everything was okay, he looks at me and says, I'm sorry, I know there's another guy in your life. Choose him instead. He's better. And then walks out of my life.
Was there another person?
Yes. But uncle, I told him I don't like the person. Me, I have told you I don't like the person. What's your problem? I told you I like you. But then he has no excuse to give me than, nah, I think he's a better person than I am. And then walks out. Crazy.
Vicky, your turn.
Okay, so I have my first boyfriend. And this is a story you're very well familiar with. I'm just going to pick one of the many things that this.
Oh, which one? The foolish boy?
Yes.
The foolish boy?
Yes. And, okay, I'll pick my day of liberation. Okay. So I was dating this gentleman who I believed, I prayed, and the Lord said I should date him. Yes.
And who was very, very foolish?
Who was, yes. And you know, one of the conversations I had with Uncle Bo about this, and he said it might have been indigestion, because I went to sleep on the couch and I believed the Lord. It could have been just, you know, sometimes you mix those things up, the Holy Spirit, indigestion, just. So anyways, I did say yes to my date with this guy. It was just terrible. But I stuck with him because I believe I'd heard the Lord. So every nasty thing he said or did, I said was the Lord. This is a gentleman who I would leave campus to go and visit, and on my way he would say, "Don't come." And I'll get down from the church and I'll be crying with my tears. I'll go back to my hostel and I'll go and see. I was just terrible. But then aside that, he was very verbally abusive. And he would say mean things, you know. Yeah, it's from the Lord. I stuck there. I was like, maybe God wants me to change him. God wants me to change his life. So the entire experience was a heartbreak. The entire relationship, which lasted for 5 years, was a heartbreak. Every single moment. In fact, it's so bad I can't remember good times. There were no good times. Oh, there were no good times. To me, it was my trial that the Lord has put me through to save this guy's soul. And so I stayed on for all the 5 years. Then my liberating moment, met Uncle WHYTE. I joined Roverman. I got called into Roverman, and then had a father relationship with Uncle WHYTE, and I had a conversation with him about this mess in my life. And then I told him the things he would say when he's verbally abused. I remember this day so well. I was in this building in his Kokomeme office, and he told me that I am, and can I say the B word on camera? No. So he said, I am nobody's B word, nobody's female dog. And for some reason, when it came out of Uncle Ibo's mouth, it just made sense. Like, I should know that I'm nobody's female dog. But when he said it to me that you are not, so you shouldn't let anybody tell you that. So I went home and I started practicing that. I would look in the mirror and actually say, I am nobody's female dog. I am not his. He doesn't have a right to call me his female dog. And that's why is he calling me a female dog? Is because I'm just, just on a regular day. That's like his wake up. He wake up in the morning, just come. Joy, you think it's so nice. You say, what? Well, you're not. You're nobody. You're such a female dog, and you're
such a bitch.
Yeah. That's it's your people can say
you're stressing me out trying to figure out female dog candidate. Just simplify the thing. Let's go.
Okay.
Let the people free.
Yes. So he would just do that on a regular day, and that's like the minimal things he would say. He would just like wake up in the morning I have to kill her spirit so that she walks around like a drag or something. And then one of these mornings, it wasn't any great day. Nothing was happening. I just woke up in the morning, did this routine thing that Uncle Bo had told me to do. And I just said, no, I shouldn't take this anymore. So I called him and I said, it's over. I can't do this again. And then he said, oh, this for 5 years. I'm like, and this is how it looked. It looked like, how you watch Pilgrim's Progress, that movie? There's this guy carrying this really nasty thing on his back.
I've read the book.
with the movie, they did this nasty depiction of bags and sacks on the person's
Yeah,
back.
but the book is even better.
I literally saw that thing in my
Drop.
kitchen. Yeah,
That's
and
right.
I didn't know how I was going to lift that thing back and live. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So that was my liberating moment. So my entire heartbreak was for 5 years. I lived through 5 years of heartbreak, comforting myself that the Lord said I should be there. Yes. And if I may say this, it ruined me. I was a mess. I was a total mess, to the point that when I met my spouse now, he will come and visit me, and I would think, why are you visiting me too much? Like too often. It's like that. Why are you always here? And I remember
Because the foolish guy never visited.
never visited. I was always doing the visiting.
Yes.
And that's my first relationship. I was just wired to think that you love somebody, you visit the person. But apparently it wasn't reciprocated. And I didn't get it. So there were times I'd be like, he's always like, I remember I told Uncle about it. And I telling, and there was this one, I told my witches, I was like, why is he's always here? She was like, foolish girl, this is the way relationships are. People visit each other. They buy things. Remember the first gift I got from my spouse, I was like, no, something, he must, he says he's a Christian, but maybe this guy wants some, But yeah, I was ruined. And the other, these are the ruins you can talk about on screen.
David, good afternoon.
Oh, hey, David.
All right. Dr. David Chum Jafra.
Oh, no.
Good afternoon. And thank you for being such a wonderful person and being such a big difference between you and the young man we just talked about. It's not even like day and night. It's like Earth and Mars. I mean, it's big.
Pluto.
But it's what Victoria has said brings up a very interesting thing, that whenever you are in a relationship, which has not become a marriage, because if it becomes a marriage, the issues are very different. When you are in dating and you think that God asked you to date this person, just remember this: God retired from the dating business and the matching business a long time ago. The moment Adam blamed him for Eve, God said, okay, I'm out of this. So he doesn't do matching, and now you marry this one and you marry this one. Why what?
So then why?
Why what?
Why? Like why?
Feel it in your spirit.
Like every guy I date, I pray about before, and so like, who are we hearing?
No, did you? No, wait. Did you pray?
I fasted and prayed.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Did you pray?
I
Did you
prayed.
pray? I'm going to demonstrate prayer for
Oh
you.
no! Uncle's going to wash us all.
No. I am in a very good mood today. So, Lord, I've met this guy. He's so wonderful. I like him so much. I believe you created him for me. Lord, please say yes. Please, if you love me, Lord, and you are the God of love, please say yes. Because he's the only one I want to live with. Without him, I don't want to live. That's my prayer. Hello.
So what about the...
Okay, let's go to Sarah.
God with your burdens. Say go to God with your burdens, and that's like one of my. I can identify so much with the prayer. It's not even funny, but Uncle. But when you pray this prayer, God says yes. I've got you.
No,
Like,
you said yes to yourself.
You heard yourself. No, we told God to say. I told God to say yes.
No, at that time. Yeah, you told God to say yes.
God to say yes.
But he said the yes, so it's confirmation.
But how does he say the yes? How do you hear it?
No, because they pray about it and feel a sense of peace.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And they are, but you see, they went in there feeling the sense of peace anyway. I said that now the peace is even gone higher because they can now say, I have prayed about it.
They have a
Now I have prayed about it. In other words, it's like I have told him. Now, I am a leader of people. I make a distinction between somebody coming to ask for permission and somebody informing me.
Yes, yes.
So if you walk into my office and say that, Uncle, but I have a funeral tomorrow, so I will not be in tomorrow, so see you. My answer is, okay, you haven't asked for permission. If you don't come tomorrow, I'll punish you. No, because you did not seek permission. Uncle, but I have this funeral, there's this funeral in my family that I really need to go because of A, B, C, D. I also know that tomorrow we're having this important meeting there. But I wouldn't go if you say I shouldn't go. But if I also don't go, there'll be issues with the family. So please, can I have your permission to go? But not, and you see, that kind of situation, the kind of situation you put God in, is the situation people put us, is the reason why I retired from counseling. The people have decided, in fact, by the time they say they want you to counsel them, they have seen the parents, they have the date, the woman has bought her wedding dress, she's decided on this thing, they have already picked the design for the card, and the card may be out there. Then they come to you and say, counsel us. And my thing at that point is that, no, go and get married. A month after you've been married, come and let's talk.
Yeah.
But I won't counsel you now. Because it will take me less than 5 minutes to realize the two of you are not compatible. Then what do I do? Because I can't tell you. I can't tell you because then I become the enemy. No. So yes, I know a lot of people pray. I've prayed some before.
So I always pray, and it kind of always works. So it doesn't
For
work.
a while.
Yeah,
For a while.
so it doesn't work. And then I'm like, but God said yes. So then I go back to the prayer and I'm like, oh, okay, so I actually said yes, hoping God would just affirm it.
Yes.
But
That God will rubber stamp it.
yeah,
But now that you have the mic, do you care to tell us your experience?
yeah, so I think the worst thing in a relationship that I've had is dating someone that takes you for granted. And for all the relationships I've been in, I haven't been in just two. It's always been the case that you're always available to the person, so they don't see your use or your value. And for me, I that's why I learned growing up that if you love someone or you like the person, communicating with the person and being available to the person is one of the ways that you can build the friendship and the relation. And if you're not my friend, I cannot date you. So you have to be my friend. And for you to be my friend, I have to spend a lot of time with you to get to know you. Work, friends, family. So I'm like, I'm all there. Even though I have like a busy schedule and all that, I make the time. But there was this one, my first boyfriend, who I think just noticed that from the beginning that Senam is always here. So like she can always wait. So he'll go do all the things that he'll go and do, and then come back to Senam and say, oh, I know that we had to do this and this and this and that, but I know you wait or you understand, so can we reschedule? And I'm like, okay, sure, we'll reschedule. And then in my busy, it's now make time again, and then he'll do the same thing. I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Because if I stay, I don't want to come again, or I can't do this. You tell me that, oh, but I'm not understanding, and I'm this and I'm that. And in my line of work, it's male dominated, so I work around a lot of males. And the way I am, I make friends with almost everybody. So you think that there's something going on between 1, 2, 3 if you don't ask me. And a lot of guys don't like to ask. They just assume. And for me, it's a big thing. I hate assumptions. Don't assume, just ask. And be honest. I rather you prefer you tell me that this is what's going on than I go and find out and I'm like, I knew this all this while. So were you playing on my like I'm too smart for that. Like, it's really frustrating, honestly. So he kept taking advantage of the fact that, oh, Sanam is always here. Even if it's midnight, you call Sanam, I will show up. I will leave my house at midnight if you are in trouble and you need me, and I will show up. I don't drive, but I'll find someone to drive me there, or I'll find a way to reach you and then sort you out. Financial stuff, thankfully, from a good home. So financially, I was there's not a problem. But then he kept taking advantage of me. And then later on, I found out that all the time that he was taking away from me, he was giving to someone else. And this was someone who was very close to me, who also knew that, oh, Senam there, she's got you, she's always there. When I finally, I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this again. I'm going back to my work and all that. I broke up from the relationship. He was like, oh, really? Is that what you want to do? I'm like, yes, I want to work. He's like, okay. And then I left. And then a week after, he comes and is like, so you won't come and beg? No, when I wasn't dating, I was dating my work, so I'm back there, I'm comfortable. And I was there for a while. I was very excited. I met another guy. I was like, oh, this guy is very interesting.
All right, we'll put a pause there. Good afternoon, Ni Saki Saki.
Yay. We greet you.
No, I'm just saying good afternoon. Ni Saki, I'm just saying hi.
I greeting him.
Sanam, I made you pause because a lot of the things you talked about is the reason why we have problems between men and women. Men and women socialize differently. You're relating to boys as if you're relating to a girl. Boys need space from time to time. And you've got to play that balance between being available and being unavailable. Because we like the chase. So and every girl would have to learn that, how to keep him chasing. If he's got you fully figured out, you've lost your attractiveness. So at one moment he thinks, I've got this girl figured out. Then at another moment he goes, what just happened? What just happened? Then he's coming back because he wants to figure that one out. But if I've got you figured out, then I'm going to attend to some other issues. Do you understand me? Because it is attempt to all questions. I'll finish question one. I'll finish question one. Why am I still on question one? But you would have to make it say that the question is answer question one. Question one is compulsory. They have this, to pick two others. But question one, you must answer. And the question one is me. You've got to figure me out.
Learns that the hard way.
Yeah. We all learn too late. We all learn too late. But the reason why we went through that journey, and having listened to hers, I think I don't want to listen to the others.
Yeah, I really want to hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't have a lot of.
You remember you said that you went back to dating your work.
Yeah.
He's been dating his books.
With twins.
He's been he started dating textbooks, and now he's married to books he's writing.
Then
it's a good place to be.
It's not.
Did you get counseling?
They'll never break your heart.
There's a billboard that says.
Yes, the Ibrahim thing. Uncle, books will never break your heart. They'll never disappoint.
The mic.
The book will never break your heart.
Books on a billboard.
There's
Hello.
a billboard.
Yeah.
There's a billboard which says, I am always with my books because books will never break your heart. They will never disappoint you or something. So with the books, they will never break your heart. They will never disappoint you.
No, we are not going there. No, it is so wrong. It is not funny. That's why I don't want to go there.
I'm not sure about that.
No, we are not going there. We're not going there. We're not going there. Anyone who said books never break your heart has never been into books. If you have been into books, you will know.
Very true.
You haven't been.
Throw the book or something.
No.
Why did I start this?
Yes.
And why is there not a sequel? And why is there a sequel? There's no other sequel.
Yes. So no, so he's not right. David, I ask that you bring a few issues that we can all attend to. Are you ready to roll with them?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, David would will give us about 3 or so problems, and then we'll all see how we work through it. But remember, the ladies, one, God has not told you to date that person. Is he the right person to date or not? Find out. God is giving us the common sense and the things to look out for. And remember, if there are issues in courtship, they will multiply in marriage. So take your decision on courtship. That's number 1. Number 2, don't rationalize things away. Because we all wear masks, but our foolishness can never be covered. If you pay attention, you will see that one. And when you see them, please advise yourself accordingly. But Senam said something that I want us to take away with. He said, never assume, never make assumptions. Confront the issue, ask about it. But even when you ask, the answer that is being given to you, remember we are all very good at lying. So if you're a girl, wait and ask the same question 3 weeks later. By that time, he's forgotten what he told you. And then you can compare the two and confront him again about the differences. If you're a man, talk with other people and find out what's going on there. But, David, are you ready?
Yeah, Elsie's question.
Yes.
She said, I should find out from you whether it's okay for every married woman or every lady to bear in mind that the odds will always be against you if you are married as a wife. A man will compare you to somebody better, slimmer, who has time more than you, the wife, because you're always busy doing other things at home, caring for the kids, and you are always being compared to someone who gives the man so much attention. So is it okay for a wife to assume that the odds will always be against you?
No, the odds are never against you, unless you make it so. There's a mistake people, wives make. They invite other women home, not physically. That colleague of yours, I hear you went to lunch with her. Why did you go to lunch with her? In doing that, you've invited that girl home, instead of letting her stay out there. You've invited that girl home. So that's what I mean. In fact, the Bible says that a woman who does not exercise wisdom and discretion can destroy her own home. And that is what wives should be mindful of. Listen, sometimes women underestimate this. He chose you. He chose you. He chose you over all the others. He chose you. For us, it means something. It means something. I chose you. All the others are there. I chose you. Let's honor that. And let's keep the others out of the equation for now, because they don't matter. They don't matter, but you can make them to matter. That is number 1. Number 2, I think that a couple will have to evolve a relationship where they keep each other their priority, no matter how many children they are blessed with. Because the children will grow and leave us one day. They will. No matter how much we love them, at one time in their late 20s, 30s, if they are still home, we'll begin to worry. They would have to go. And so let's never stop building a relationship between us. At home, I make sure that all the children know that you don't come anywhere near your mother. So there's no question of daddy cares about me more than, no. That is my wife. You are my children. You will go. Do you understand me? In future, when I have stroke, you will be with your husbands. You come and pass through and go. She is going to be here with me. You understand? So let couples understand that one. and then let's all work together. Men, as soon as the children come, remember the woman is carrying a lot of load, and so help her out. Help her out. There are wonderful men who bathe the children, dress them for school, and decide to go and drop them at school. It's wonderful, you know. And then there are also the other men who won't touch anything of this, you know. And then in the end, they want the woman to be there for them. She won't be. She's there, but she's too tired. Her tank is empty to give anymore. So, else the wives are not at a disadvantage, you know. Wives are not. Plus, you see, that girl out there who is dressing nicely and looking nice will never see me at my most vulnerable and my weakest. He doesn't know me. In a crisis, she's not the one I'm going to turn to. And I'm not going to turn to her. And that is even before they started filming us in pajamas. You know, that was even before. But they're not going to see us there. My regards to all the men who wear pajamas.
Designer pajamas.
No, I wear boxers, so mine would have been bad. I mean, in that situation. All right, so that's my question.
This is from Mike, and he's saying, how do you assure a partner the best intention is not deceitful, knowing that he or she is influenced by bad experiences from past relationships?
The effect of past relationships. You know, Vic says something that when David came on the scene, and David started well. David and has kept raising the bar because he's just a good boy. He's a guy who has been raised well, been raised very well, and he's mad about Victoria. You know, Victoria doesn't know it, but he's really mad about Victoria. But Victoria says the first few times, the innocent things he was doing, because of her past, the baggage that she had come into this relationship with, she did not see them in that light, in the light in which they were given, because she wasn't used to it. You know, I think, was it Amanziba who sang this song about a girl that somebody said, I love you. And because in her neighborhood, she had seen a couple fight. She was an illiterate, but had seen a couple fight. And the man, in trying to cool the woman down, kept on saying, oh, I love you. And the more he said it, the more worked up and hysterical the woman got. So in her illiterate mind, oh, I love you is an insult. So when he met this guy and the guy said, I love you, she flipped. You love what? You love who? Why now also you love, I love you, know? And then went bonkers, you know. And that is what experiences can do and socialization can do. So the first thing is, don't move from one relationship to another unless you know you've healed from the past. Take your time and heal. That is why when you enter a relationship on the bounce, it never works well, because you haven't fully recovered. You owe it to yourself to recover. Go through that. Go through even the period of time when you learn to rediscover yourself and learn to be with yourself and learn to deal with loneliness. Because if you don't learn to deal with loneliness, you'll be manipulated by anybody who can offer you some companionship. So you've got to know it so that you could, like Senam, tell the person, you know something, I'm walking because I have some other interests. I'm already dating my work. I'm going to continue dating my work, and then go on and have your life. So heal from that relationship. The second thing is, in your new relationship, don't rush things. Your generation are on a fast track. We meet on social media, we hook up, And that evening, we are in bed. You know, when that happens, what that does is that if I went to bed, and I'm talking as a man, if I went to bed too early, I went to bed with you too early, it's over. I may hang around, but in my core being, it is over. I may hang around because I am a decent person. So I feel that, oh, well, I went to bed with her, let me not be such a cow. You know, so let me hang around a little. Or maybe you've told me a few things on social media about your past, and I promise you I will not treat you like that. Now I know why they treated you like that, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to walk away because I've given you my word. But so it is over, but I haven't walked. Then, depending on how things evolve from there, now I am going to give you reason to walk away. So I don't call you, hoping that you will know that it's indicative of something. Unfortunately, you are Victoria, and you think God told you to stay. So that doesn't work. So then I up the ante, and up the ante, and up the ante, hoping that one day you would walk. If you still don't walk, then this time, Mr. Nice is taken aside, and then the nasty comes in. So relationship must go through. You may want to get laid, but please be careful. Because if it happens too early, you won't get laid again. Or what will happen is that all you'll be good for is being laid. So I'll go and spend the time with the girls who are not allowing me to sleep with them. And so for them, I am now doing the chase and being a man with them. So I'm giving them the chivalry treatment. I am treating them to dinner. I'm treating them to good things. I'm treating them to fun, to humor, and to beautiful conversation. Do you understand? I'm sharing all that I have with them. Then I pass through, have sex with you, and go. And you think you're in a relationship. No, you're not. So allow the relationship to go through a process. And then the third one, be real. Don't pretend. And be open with him so that if there's an issue and you flip and you react, when you go back and realize, this is from the past, call him or go to him and say, I want to talk about what happened last night. It happened because I haven't healed from the previous relationship. It had nothing to do with you. It helps him to put it in context. So there are men that I hear saying that, oh, Nadia Naba. And they don't take it personal. Do you understand? The woman has snapped at him in public and we are all around and we are all embarrassed for him and he is cool. And then later on he comes and, my brother, wait. So, no. I could say, Abba, no. He will get over it. And yes, why? Because Akusia has been real with him, so he can now put that in context. You know, so that as soon as you snap, he goes, that's it. I know.
Come in.
I know. Adena Bao, come here, let me hug you. This one is not going to harm you like that. You know, there's a beautiful story that one of the celebrities at Hollywood told. His thing was, he's into dogs. And he said he wanted a dog, so he went to the vet. And then there was this dog by itself. All the others were in the kennel, but this was in a different kennel, far removed from the others. So he goes around and he looks at that dog and says, what about that dog? And he said, no. That dog doesn't behave well. It bites. So we are thinking of putting it down. We're going to kill it. And I said, kill it? No, you shouldn't do that. So he said, I'll take it. He said, no, you can't. He said, I will take it. So, okay. So they gave the dog to him, and he does this with the dog, raises the dog up and brings the dog to his face to talk to it, and the dog bites his mouth. And blood is oozing out and things like that. He had to be operated upon. They had to stitch the lips. He says, I still want the dog. So he takes the dog home. And he said in his house, he has about 6 dogs. And the dogs sleep with him in his bed. But this one would be on the couch, looking at them on the bed all night. It doesn't sleep. It's watching them all night. You know? And he said, it's scary because you don't know what it's going to do now. This is a dog that has bitten your mouth before. But he said one day, he said about 5 minutes later, one day, he's in the bed with all the others around, and then this one jumps on the bed and begins to walk on him. And he's lying down. This the dog has become bigger. And said, oh, I'm dead today. What do I do? Do I push this dog away and beat it to death? Or what do I do? Then something says, stay calm, stay calm. And the dog comes and comes right to him, to his face, and lies down on top of him and puts his head on his shoulder. It's a beautiful picture of what all of us are like. Sometimes we are quick to react when somebody shows the pain and the damage of the past, and we reject them. Before you reject people, pay attention. We are all beautiful and sweet inside, but a previous owner has not treated us well. So even your listeners to show us love smelled trouble. And so, yeah. And you've got to, if you say you love, you've got to be able to look past that one and give that person another chance. And another chance. And say that, look, there's love here. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't let the pain in you take over. I'm here. Let's deal with this pain together. And if we can do that, we may get some beautiful spouses. You are the intellectuals. What's the play? Something the Shrewd. The Taming of the Shrewd. That's the story. That's Taming of the Shrewd in summary. Let's go to the next one. Oh, look, our time. Okay, let's quickly do that question and then we'll go on.
I think it's about long distance.
Okay.
An advice to you. What are the best advices you can offer couples in long distance relationships?
I cannot address it until I know why you became long distance. Did it start and then an opportunity came and the person went? Or did you know the person was out there and you went into it? The two are not the same. You understand me? And so I'm afraid I will not be able to speak effectively to it. Generally, however, long distance will put stress on any relationship. And it doesn't matter whether the two of you are wonderful or not. Because you see, I want to hug you. I don't want to hug your image. You know? Because I'm not one of those people who can take a virtual hug and sleep. You understand me? So long distance relationships can put a lot of pressure and burden. And then the other side is, what if you waited for 5 years? And then he came back and said, you know something? This is not worth doing. You can't get the 5 years back. You can't get the 5 years back. So don't go into a long distance relationship lightly. And if the person is out there, find out what are the plan here. What's the end game? Am I joining you there? Are you coming down? If I'm joining you there, what is your own status there that can enable me to come? Because if he's a Ghanaian, the chances that he's staying there he's there. The chances that he has overstayed his visa is very high. So he cannot apply for you to join him. Because he himself, if Trump gets, Trump would deport him. Do you understand me? And so you've got to work all that. You've got to understand the realities of it. And how long are we going to wait? What are we talking about here? Are you in school or after your PhD? What are you going to do? Are you coming down? Am I joining you? Or what? And sometimes they will say that, oh, you look for a visa and come. And if it's the US, getting visa to the US, it's not easy. So then what happens if I don't get a visa? So there are questions to answer. Unfortunately, too many times when we say we are in love, we don't ask the relevant questions anymore. That is when we try to make God fill in the gaps for us, and God won't do that. Ask the relevant questions, have some conversation going, and things like that. I don't know whether somebody put the time on fast track today.
That's what I was thinking. I just spoke just once and.
It's gone very fast, and as always, we'd like to thank you for staying with us. Thank you to David and to Akusia and Efe to joining us. Efe, people enjoyed that dramatic thing you did. Someone said, well, she's an actress. What do you expect? For those of you who are saying she's an actress, she's not giving me this level of creativity in any of the places I've put her in. So she has just showed me that she hasn't given me her best, and we are going to talk about that one. To the technical team, thank you very much, and to Senam and the others. Yao, before we go, Yao, come. Yao is doing something. Efe, let Yao take over.
Wife, absolutely. Hello, madam.
Yao, show them. Let me have it.
All right.
Yao has a book out. Be the Difference, a leadership roadmap for the new African, which we are launching tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
At the Academy of Arts and Science Auditorium.
Yes, sir.
So, Yao, tell us a bit about this book.
Okay, so
how long did you date this one?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah, this the first one gave itself quite easily.
Okay.
But this took a while. But I'm more attached to this one.
Because the other one
Because you changed this one.
Yeah, you had to change this
one. Yeah. But it's basically a book that says the African is better. The African is not inferior.
Yeah.
And leadership is a circle of influence. It's not, we've been taught life is a hierarchy, you need to get up and probably step on everybody. But we should reorient our thinking as a people and see life as a circle of influence, and that we can be the difference. We all can make a difference. And it's inspired by you. So you can see Uncle Ebo's face on the book because it tells how he's led. I've been part of Riverman since 2014, how he's led differently in order to have 44 plays, 620 shows. And 44 plays might not look like much until you hear Shakespeare probably did 37. Right, and then you understand 44 is not, it's not kids play, and counting definitely, and that excludes 3 from relatives and family, and 17 from the Youth for Christ. So what we're basically saying is that there is so much leadership to learn from this man we've all come to love, and what it is that what actually can we all learn in order to be good leaders at work, in a relationship, in our circles of influence. How can we be better? So we'd love for you to join us tomorrow.
Time?
Registration starts at 3. Main event is exactly 3:30. You know Roverman, and then we're ending exactly by 6:30. You can stay and have a conversation afterwards till about 7. So.
All right. I have only one thing to say to what Ian has said. The African is not better, but African is no one's inferior.
Thank you.
Sometimes we need to put that one in context. So if we let the others who are looking down upon us, you can't look down upon us. It's not because we are better than you, but because we know better. And we know that you are no better than us, and we are not inferior to you. In other words, the African is no one's bitch.
Thank you.
No, I'm sorry.
You.
The African is no one's female dog.
Exactly.
And with that, thank you very much for staying with us. We'll see you next week.
Honey, won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you shortly.
Come on, let's go to bed too. And you're doing this.
Huh? Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.